it. All right. Thanks to everybody that came out Saturday. I hope everybody got something out of it while they were there. And now we'll get going here. Okay, so penalty enforcement. I will address next week the editorial change in greater detail about that. I still have to decide how I want to word everything and come to grips with what they're trying to do, I guess. But we'll cover the basics tonight. The only thing they did in Rule 10 was they kind of fixed sort of the illegal batting and illegal kicking. They've now basically, as we already knew, if A or K commits an illegal batting foul, illegal kicking foul behind the line of scrimmage prior to a change of possession, it is now a spot foul. So if it occurs, illegal kicking or illegal batting occurs beyond the line of scrimmage by A or K, then what type of play is that? So if they commit the foul beyond the line of scrimmage, illegal kicking or illegal batting, that's a running play, right? Yeah, so because it's beyond the line of scrimmage, right? So if I run past the line of scrimmage, and 5 yards pass, and then I kick the ball, that is a running play, all right? So then basic spot would be from the end of the run, okay? If I do it behind the line of scrimmage, now it's a loose ball play, the basic spot being previous spot. Oh, no, sorry, the previous spot, except in this case, the basic spot would be from the spot of the foul. Spot of the foul. Yeah. Okay. No, actually, it wasn't.
That's where we did it. I understood that any fouls that occurred that really.
They messed it up last year. They made it a spot foul regardless of where it was on the field last year. And so we kind of ignored that and did it the right way. And then they finally called up to us. Okay. All right. So that is. Yeah. All right. So penalty enforcement. Part 1. Can y'all see? Okay. I got that box there because I'm trying to keep track of these people logging in. Okay. All right. Part 1. Now, we take the test in less than 2 weeks, right? There's the rating exam in less than 2 weeks. That's right. Now, the long list of those, you need to take that. All right. It's all true, false, just like before. 50 questions, true, false. There'll be a voice clip for those that want the audio. Bring your headphones. Remember, they have to be wired, not wireless. You don't need them. No. Bring your headphones. Start at 9 o'clock. I think we'll be done by 10:30 at the latest. 9 o'clock, Ted. Don't call me at 8 o'clock. Ask me where I'm at, because I promise you I will not be there. All right. Okay. All right. So a couple of fundamentals, right? So we got a couple of fundamentals for penalty enforcement. No live ball foul causes the covering official to sound his whistle immediately. All right. So it does not matter if they're fighting, if whatever happens, you don't blow your whistle if the ball is live, right? What determines when the down ends? The ball, right? The action with the ball, not action by a foul. Any live ball foul is penalized from the basic spot per 10-4, unless otherwise specified by rule. Penalties are either 5, 10, or 15 yards. Now, there's an exception to that, right? You can't go more than half the distance, but they're all 5, 10, or 15 yards, with an exception. So if the question is, all penalties are either 5, 10, or 15 yards, true or false, you're going to say true. All right? Say true. No foul causes a loss of the ball. All right? So, so even though, let's say, fourth down, I throw an illegal forward pass, and I'm behind the line of scrimmage, and I throw an illegal forward pass. That foul doesn't cause a loss of the down, right? What happened? The fact is that after enforcement, I am short of the line of game. Thus, B is awarded a new series. Okay, because I don't have the right to replay the down, but the foul itself doesn't cause a loss of the ball. That makes sense. So don't get these are fundamental. So if the question is true or false, no foul causes loss of the ball. Don't twist yourself into knots going, well, if this happens, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Okay? Yeah. These are basic one sentence fundamentals, right? Okay. So live ball, dead ball fouls, right? So like the ball is what? It's either live or dead, right? So fouls are either going to be live ball foul or dead ball foul. When does the dial begin? So on a free kick, kickoff, right? When do we use a kickoff? Start a half, after a field goal or try. Following a safety, we use a free kick, but we can use what type of free kicks? We can use a drop kick, a place kick, or a punt. Can we use a punt for a kickoff? No. Okay. A drop kick or a place kick, right? Yeah, drop kick at any point, which 1A games, a lot of them are drop kicks by accident. Or Spring Valley. If we replay a free kick down, then we have a free kick, right? And the one we can't forget is the field goal attempt following a fair catch or awarded fair catch, right? And again, so what can they use for those? They can use a place kick, i.e. kickoff, or they can use a drop kick, right? But they can't punt. Yes, John? I didn't even know there was music. Yes. Okay. And then, so if we're not, if a down doesn't begin with a free kick, it begins with a snap, right? And we know what the snap means. Okay. And if we have an illegal snap, then the ball remains dead. So an illegal snap is what type of foul? Dead ball foul. And a foul simultaneous with a snap is an act which becomes a foul when the ball is snapped or free kicked. All right. So there are certain things like motion, right? You can have two guys in motion, and when does that become a foul? Snap. So they can fix themselves. If you have more than four in the backfield, they can fix themselves, right? Until the ball is snapped. Double foul. So this is when both teams commit a live ball foul during the down. And there's no change of possession unless PSK foul. There's a change of team possession, and the team in possession in the down foul prior to the final change of possession. And it's change of possession, and team in final possession accepts opponent's foul. Okay. And this excludes non-player and unsportsmanlike fouls. Why are they excluded? There's the sitting spot fouls, right? Sitting spot fouls. Fundamental. A foul during a try is not paired with a dead ball foul to make a double or multiple foul. All right, so that. So you can't have, so during a try, even though the clock's not running, that's almost like a live ball situation, right? The ball has to be live for that. If one team commits 2 fouls during the down, is that a double foul? No. So a double foul, you have to have both teams commit a foul, and then some other things can happen, and then they make it more complicated every couple of years, for this standpoint. Here is a play.
We get 2 fouls on this play. They're both correct calls and both well handled.
Okay. Oops. Screen's not big enough. We can see a couple of fouls here. So what is one foul? All right, and that becomes a foul when? At the snap. All right. So we get a flag there, and then what's the other foul? So they call defensive pass interference, right? Defensive pass interference. All right, that's what they called. But so we have a foul by what? Both teams, right? So is this an automatic replay the down? Are there options here? No, there are no options, because you've got a foul by A and you got a foul by B, and there's no change in possession here, right? Pretty straightforward. Clean hands. All right, so we have fouls before or after the final change of possession. That's important, right? So you have to know that. So if you come and tell me there's a foul, you have to know what? When it happened, right? And who had the ball. All right, you got to know those two things. You can't just tell me there's a foul. I have a holding foul. Okay, great. When did it happen? I don't know. Well, then guess what? I'm not gonna have a holding foul. All right. Team in final possession fouls after the final possession change may keep the ball if they decline the opponent's live ball foul. Again, then we're excluding opponent, non-player, and sportsmanlike fouls, and we're excluding PSK fouls. So the cleanest example is there's an interception, and during the B intercepts, and while they're running, they commit a block in the back. They fouled before or after the final change of possession? After. So they get to keep the ball, right? And so team A can do what? They can enforce team B's foul from the spot. It's a running play. So either from the spot of the foul or the end of the run, depending upon what happened during the down. And then team B gets awarded a new series. Now, let's say there's an interception, but prior to the interception, we get roughing the passer. As B got the foul, have they gained it with clean hands? No. So A accepts B's foul. A gets to keep the ball, right? B cannot keep the ball. But you can see how this could get very complicated, right? You could have B intercept, commits a foul, right? And then they commit an illegal block in the back. And then A grabs the runner's face mask. And then said runner fumbles. And then A gets the ball, recovers the fumble, right? Did B foul occur before the final change of possession? Yes. So can B keep the ball? No. Because you got fouled by both teams. You had a foul by A for the face mask, and you had a foul by B for the illegal block. So you have an automatic double foul. That makes sense? So go through it again. So we get an interception. by B. During the run, you get an illegal block by B. Okay, so we're good. They're good so far. And then A grabs the face mask of the runner. Runner fumbles, and then A recovers. So now we've got 2 fouls by both teams. You got 2 changes of possession, right? Yeah, you got 2 changes of possession. Did B's foul occur prior to the final change of possession? No, right? So you have a double foul. You could extend this out even further. Same thing happens. You get an interception. We get an illegal block during the return by B. A grabs a face mask. Runner fumbles. A recovers. And then A fumbles. And then B recovers again. So who's got the ball at the end of the possession? B, right? But you had all these fouls prior to that final change of possession, fouled by both teams. So you don't get to do what? B cannot do what? Keep the ball. So you have an automatic replay of the down. All right. So it can get very convoluted. But just remember, ask yourself, both teams fouled. Did B's foul occur prior to the final change of possession?
Even though B got the ball clean hand, there was a double foul in between after the interception. And he had a change of
Yeah. So they have to have it. Their foul has to occur after the final change of possession. All right.
Didn't you say that there was a rough the passer or something like that?
In a prior example. Yeah, that was a prior example. Yeah, prior example. So let's say that prior example that we just saw, right? A commits an illegal shift. So we got foul at the snap. And then they throw an interception. And then during the run, B commits an illegal block and is tackled inbounds. So who's got the ball at the end of the down? B, right? For B to keep the ball, they have to do what? Decline A's foul, and then A will accept B's foul. Okay, because they got the ball with clean hands, that foul occurred after the final change of possession.
So they nullified everything that it done.
What nullifies everything that happened? It depends. It depends on when those fouls occurred and what happens. So you just have to just walk yourself through it. All right. Now the odds of you seeing multiple changes of possession are pretty low, but it could happen. And if you want to avoid being a test question the following year, then you got to know the rule, right? You know what I mean? You got to be able to work your way through it.
Your lifeline call.
Yeah.
Every call, you gotta ask yourself, is okay, what was the result? And from there, work your way back.
And Mike, you also, you're gonna have someone else that's gonna have to help you walk through.
Yeah.
Nothing important you.
Yeah. Go down together, right? Now, well, what is the one exception to this clean hands? PSK, right? Because by the definition of PSK, what has not happened yet when R commits that foul? There's no change of possession, right? When does the change of possession actually occur during a punt? When R possesses, right? When R has possession. So PSK is an exception to this. So if there's a punt and R1 blocks K 20 yards downfield in the back, and then R2 catches the punt, that is an exception to the clean hand rule, right? That's the exception. Okay. All right, music is off. All right, so we got 4th and 23. We got a punt. Okay. All right, that's a phantom block in the back. And then what is that? Are we gonna allow that? A dead ball, right? We got dead ball stuff, right? So we get a block in the back followed by a dead ball foul. So can we pair these to make this a double foul? No, right? Because they're different. Because the ball is at a different. Well, they didn't call that. So the ball is at a different status, right? The fouls were at different status with the ball, right? You had a quote block in the back, and which was a live ball, and then you had a dead ball foul. So we're gonna do what? What's the umpire have to do? Gotta do both, right? You gotta do both. And it's easy when it's between the 20s, right? But when we get inside the 20, now you gotta do a little bit of math, right? They call it a block. It's all said block in the back. All right. Boom. And he's also not wearing his jersey properly. So you have to take your time on these, right? And know where you're out in the field to know how to enforce these. Okay. So referees, you need to do what for your umpires? You need to do the math, right? You need to tell them, hey, we're at the 18. We got to enforce this block in the back. So we're going to go to the 9. And the umpire needs to go, we're at the 18. We're going to the 9. All right. And now he's going to do what? The umpire's going to do what to the linesman? He's going to signal, right? And they're going to signal together and they're going to mark it off. All right. And the linesman's going to count separately from the umpire. All right. Because if both of you end up in the wrong spot, the linesman going, well, I just went with where the umpire went. That's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. Okay. All right. So you can do it together, end up at the same spot. But yes, so you would go half the distance and then you would go 15 the other way. And you've got to, and so when you get to the 9, you stop, right? You go 3 to the linesman, and then y'all go back upfield. Okay. All right. Multiple fouls. So team commits 2 or more live ball fouls. So we talked about double fouls, and those are fouls by both teams. Multiple fouls is more than one foul by one team. Offended team may only choose one. Okay, because these are live ball fouls, right? Multiple fouls are live ball fouls. So you can't have multiple enforcement of live ball fouls unless they're what? Non-player or unsportsmanlike, because those fouls are enforced from the sitting spot, which still means when the ball would next be put in play, unless you're the editorial committee and you don't understand basic grammar. If it's obvious, referees, we don't need to explain, right? We don't need to get prelims. Remember, Charlie said, if you get in the locker room and your game is more than 3 hours, you need to reassess what you're doing, right? Now, obviously, early in the season, when they put the mandatory, it's not heat and humidity anymore. It's unusual weather. It's not. It's not heat and humidity anymore in the rule book. It's something different now. All right. And you have cramping at the 1A level or the 2A level. Your game's gonna take a little bit of time. But if you get into October, and his example was a 21-7 game that took 3 hours and 15 minutes, you are doing something wrong. All right, you are doing something wrong. So we don't need to rush penalties, but there are times that we can kind of pick up some time in there, right? One is don't get prelims if it's obvious. Just, if there's a holding foul at the line of scrimmage and A gains 20 yards, B is going to accept the holding foul, right? All right. It's pretty simple, right? So you just mark off the holding foul. All right. You need to get the signals for all the multiple fouls to account for all the flags, but you don't have to go through the captain and say, all right, if you take the 5-yarder, this happens. If you want the 10-yarder, this happens. Just take the 10 yards. Okay. All right. Unless The only time you might take a 5-yarder as opposed to a 10 would be if it's a loss of down foul, right? Then you'll take the loss of down. Yes, Bill.
They found this series finale against the Cardinals on Sunday. But you'll be as strong.
You gotta do what? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because Bill, I can't tell you the number of times I've been watching film a game and go, oh wow, they went 4 yards. Oh wow, they went 6 yards.
So the momentum from Sunday win, stick with them.
They got a new field now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You just have to. Yeah. I mean, if you do it and he's looking around, then mark it off. But you better do it because if the clip shows the umpire didn't do it, we'll be like, why didn't you do it? You're wrong, got it wrong, and you didn't do it. You didn't do it the right way.
On top for the second time this season.
I need everybody that's on Zoom to mute their stuff. I can't be tracking y'all stuff. Mute everybody. Oh. All right. Non-player unsportsmanlike dead ball fouls. So again, these are not paired with live ball fouls to create double fouls. They are administered in the order of occurrence. So if you got 3 dead ball fouls, all right? And you got equal numbers offset. So we've got 3 dead ball fouls. 2 by one team, 1 by the other team. How many are you going to enforce? 1 of them, all right? Are there 5-yard dead ball fouls? Sure there are. Yeah. Yeah, there are, right? Encroachment, right? False starts. So I commit a false start, and then Robbie decides he's going to avenge some anger for whatever reason, and just comes in and just levels me. We have a false start, and we have what? You got a personal foul. Are they going to offset? No. Do you have to administer them in an order of occurrence? Yes. So you've got to go 5 and then 15. So you got to go 1, do your 5, then do your 3 to go 15, unless you're half the distance or something like that. Yeah.
You got odd number of 15-yarders, dead balls. Are all those signaled? Do the ones that offset?
Yes.
Those signals?
Yes. You should signal them all. Yes. You should signal them all to let everybody know that you saw that everything was seen. You didn't just get the one guy separate from everybody else. You got everything, but they offset. Yeah. What's another 5-yard that would be a non-player's enforcement? Sideline. Yeah. All right. So you give them the warning, all right, and then they're out there again, right? That's 5 yards. That wouldn't. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. That could be no. Yep. So don't just assume that all these offset, right? There are some 5-yarders in there that you would maybe have to do both. Even if they do offset, but somebody punches somebody, you're going to do what? He still gets ejected, right? He still gets ejected.
3 times. You sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes. What did he do? So to know if it's a dead ball foul or not, we have to know what? Size of the ball. And so we have to know when a live ball becomes dead. All right. So if the runner's out of bounds, 4 progress is stopped. Runner contacts the ground with a body part other than a hand or foot. Helmet completely off the runner. So not a helmet off a player, right? Helmet completely off the runner. But you have to know these things. And so when you come and report a foul to me, you have to tell me if it was live or dead, right? Don't make me have to tease it out from you on that, because it's very important, because we have down implication, right? If it's a dead ball foul, then what does that mean for the down? It counted. It counted, right? There's no replaying of the down. But if you're going to tell me it's a live ball foul, then depending on what the foul is, you may be replaying the down. So you have to come and tell me these things. All right, so we got some people running in there saying they got the balls down, right? Well, let's look at this again. So he's down, right? But he kind of keeps going. So we're blowing the whistle, right? We're blowing the whistle. But what is he doing? He's still running, right? And that happens. So that was slowed down. But in real speed, we're not going to penalize the defense here in this case, right? Because you're running in there, you're blowing it dead. He's still running. It's loud in there. You're not going to penalize him. Now, if he was just standing there and then he gets hit, that's another story, right? Another story, right? So he's down. There's action after the down, but you got to use some common sense in there to look at that and appreciate. Now, when that hit happens, you're blowing your whistle, and you need to do what? You need to go in and get them separated, right? Because you're gonna have an offensive lineman get mad. You got to get in there, separate them. But in this case, there's no dead ball foul here, based on that, because in real speed, you're talking a couple of seconds. That's slowed down. You're talking a couple of seconds, right, Moffrey?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great ball.
Great ball. Yeah.
Call it down there.
I mean, it's discuss the commissioner's team or something like that. Why would we do that? Yeah. All right. Here's another. So we got forward progress, not where the official went, but we have forward progress. And then he eventually gets slammed. He gets thrown down, right? But is that egregious? No, it's not egregious. So we're blowing our whistle. He's still fighting. Yeah. You don't penalize B. Blow your whistle, get it stopped, but the down ends there. But now if he takes him and does a suplex like we saw earlier, and that would be during a dead ball foul, right? Be a dead ball foul. So yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I can. Yeah, don't. Flagrant fouls. All right. So this is a point of emphasis this year, right? Point of emphasis. So severe or extreme it places an opponent in danger of serious injury. All right. So violations are that are persistently vulgar or abusive conduct. Okay. So in high school, is there, if you get 2 personal fouls, are you automatically ejected? No. If you get 2 unsportsmanlike fouls, are you automatically ejected? Yes. If said unsportsmanlike is flagrant, do you have to wait to the second one? No. Get him on the first one. If he commits an egregious personal foul, then we can do what? Eject them, and it has to be flagrant. And what do you go tell the coach? It was flagrant. Don't go into a long-winded discussion with coach. It was a flagrant personal foul. All right. Send your clip into the high school league. All right. Flagrant personal foul. Acts include, but not limited: illegal helmet contact against opponent lying on the ground, illegal helmet contact against opponent being held up by other players, illegal helmet contact against a defenseless opponent. Okay. What's the key word? Illegal helmet contact, right? Because the helmet is what? A weapon. You can use it as a weapon. And this is places the opponent in danger of serious injury. Now, if you come and tell me, I think it was flagrant, you know what I'm going to tell you? It's not flagrant. Not flagrant, right? You have to know for sure that it was flagrant. And then when you write your report, don't embellish. All right? Don't make it sound better than it just used the term, flagrant foul. B50 committed a flagrant foul, by using his helmet, illegally or something like that. They don't want long flowing, because the more filler you have in there, then the more you're BSing it, right? So just stick to the guns there. If the foul is declined, the player is still what? Disqualified. And the player is allowed to remain where? Team box. All right, team box. Don't make him go to the bus. If he goes to the bus and something happens, who's going to get in trouble for that one? You will. You will. All right, loose ball versus running plays. So we talked about balls either live or dead, right? So live ball fouls. Live ball. The ball is either going to be a loose ball play or a running play. All right. How many loose ball plays can you have during a down? One. How many running plays can you have during a down? Infinity. All right. So free kick, scrimmage kick. All right. There's a loose ball plays, excluding PSK fouls. All right. Because PFK fouls by definition occur during what? During a kick. Yeah, they occur during a kick. All right. A legal forward pass, a loose ball play. How many legal forward passes can you have during a down? One. So if you have two, then you know it's illegal, right? And the second foul, the second forward pass has occurred during what type of play? Running play, right? Yeah. Backward pass, illegal kick, fumble by A, enter behind the neutral zone prior to change of possession, including the snap. So a shotgun snap, is that a running play or loose ball play? Loose ball play. The run or runs which precede such legal or illegal kick, legal forward pass, backward pass, or fumble. All right. So if I'm running around back there and something happens and then I throw a legal forward pass, everything that happened prior to that occurred during a loose ball play. Or if I fumble, everything occurred during a loose ball play. All right. Now, if I'm running around back there and then I run beyond the line of scrimmage and fumble, what type of play is that? Running play, right? So everything that happened back there occurred during a running play. So with a running play, what do we need to know? When the run ended, right? And we say we can have multiple of these, right? Which means the run can end and then another run can begin. And then a run can end and another run can begin. So when does the run end? In simplest terms, when the ball becomes dead and runner's possession, right? That's the easy one, right? Pull back dive, gain 2 yards, fall down. All right. Then when the run ended, where you fell down at. The spot where the runner loses possession if a loose ball occurs may have multiple spots during a down. Handing the ball is a continuation of the same running play. All right. So if I hand the ball to Demery and he doesn't drop it, is Demery's action a separate running play? No, it's one running play. All right. You have to have a loose ball. All right. And handing is not a loose ball situation. Remember, by definition, handing is not. Spot of catch or recovery when momentum is in effect. So end of the run, we just mentioned that, right? Pretty straightforward. Here's some diagrams here. So we get a snap. We get the first run. Okay. Fumble. So when does the run end? When he loses possession, right? So while this ball is loose prior to recovery, and recovery means what? Another player gains possession, or the same player gains possession for that matter. A player gains possession. This is called the what? Related run. All right. So it's that space between when the ball's still alive, okay, but it's in team possession, right? Somebody has, but there's not player possession. So there's a space in there. And then we get recovery, possession, second run, tackle, i.e. end of the run, end of the down. All right. Does everybody understand these terms? End of the run, related run, what we're referring to here? Because I need to know this, right? Because if you tell me after the fumble there was a holding foul. Okay. And all right, I need to know the end of the run, right? And we're going to mark the end of the run with a beanbag. Are we going to throw our beanbag wildly into the air, never to be seen again? No. All right. Are we going to chuck it into the pile of players? No. What does the beanbag signify? The yard line. So does it, at the beanbag's 20 yards lateral to where he fumbled, does that matter? No. Get it on the yard line. All right. And then we have this period of related run. And then we have another running play. All right.
100 degrees. New York City, 98. In Syracuse, 96. It won't be as humid as hot as the last heat wave, but still dangerous. Now let's talk about the life-threatening flashpoint.
All right. There's some bad weather out there. So, related run. Fouls committed during the related run are enforced from where? The end of the run corresponding to that, right? So, not the end of this run, but the end of that run, the first run. Basic spot and special enforcement. So, basic spots used for penalty enforcement, right? By definition. So, we got multiple types. We have the previous spot. All right. We have the end of the kick. And we mark the end of the kick with a move back. We have the spot of the foul. We have the succeeding spot. We have the end of the run. Okay. We have the 20-yard line and we have the goal line. All right. So those are your basic spots. So a spot is the spot of first touching. Is that a basic spot? No. So if one of the options on the question, or if the ruling says we're going to go from the spot of first touching for penalty enforcement, you're going to say what? False. All right. Even if you don't know the rest of it, you just say that's not true, right? So, well, somebody else figure out the rest of it. Okay. Fouls by A behind the line of scrimmage. Okay, with the exception of illegal kicking, illegal batting, illegal forward pass, or not illegal touching. No, it didn't change. So those fouls are going to be enforced from the previous spot, with the one exception being in the end zone, right? So a holding foul by A in their end zone is a safety. We don't go back to the previous spot. Okay. Fouls by B behind the line of scrimmage. All right. So B pulls A down, the runner down behind the line of scrimmage by the face mask. That's going to go from where? Previous spot. Okay. Previous spot.
Here, you got illegal touching at previous spot now.
Previous spot. That did not change. Yes. It should, but it did not. All right. So previous spot, fouls simultaneously with the snap or free kick, right? And so we said there's a fouls that become, with these actions that become fouls at the snap. So that makes sense. There would be previous spot. Foul behind the line of scrimmage on a loose ball play. Foul during a legal kick when an inadvertent whistle occurs, ending the down prior to a change of possession. So I punt. It's 4th and 8. I punt. R commits a block in the back, 20 yards downfield. R5 muffs the kick. The back judge gets overly excited, blows his whistle. What have you done? IW, is that a PSK foul? No, it is not. That foul has to be enforced from the, which now, after you enforce it, now you've given K what? You've given them a first down. All right. Referees, go listen. Understand their concerns. Don't throw the back judge under the bus during the game. Do it on the evaluation after the game. But give the coach a little bit of latitude here, right? Because he thought he was getting the ball, and now he's not getting the ball because of something that we did. All right. Once he starts repeating himself, all right, coach, I heard you. Let's move on. But give him a little bit of time. Foul by A or B when the run or related run ends behind the line of scrimmage and no change of possession. So we're going from the previous spot, like we just talked about. And I think we're, for the most part, I think we're getting better. We're getting more comfortable with this. Previous spot, foul by A behind the line of scrimmage when the run or related run ends beyond the line of scrimmage. All right, so A commits a holding foul. Okay, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And then the runner gains 15 yards. We're going to go from where? Previous spot. Foul by A beyond the line of scrimmage when the run or related run ends behind the line of scrimmage. So A commits a illegal block below the waist, 3 yards downfield. The runner's tackled for a 2-yard loss. Where are we going to force that from? Previous spot. Foul by A or B when the run or related run ends behind the line of scrimmage before a change of possession. It's like we've already said, previous spot. So if you don't know and you had to guess where you're going from, where are you going to guess? Previous spot. All right. If you don't know and you have to guess, then previous spot. And previous spot doesn't mean the same yard line the ball snapped from. Previous spot means previous spot. So we snap it from the left hash. All right. And we commit the holding foul in the middle of the field. And we're going to and replay the down. We don't go from the middle of the field to the same yard line, right? We got to go to the left hash. All right. So, foul behind the line of scrimmage, basic spot equals the previous spot. So here's my little flag. Here's the snap, foul back here. Does it matter what happens with all down here? No, none of this matters, right? As long as team A has possession at the end of the down, then we're going from the previous spot. All right. If this foul is committed by B and team B ends up getting possession here, have they got the ball with clean hands? No. So you're going to go with previous spot. Okay. Again, line of scrimmage is here. All this stuff happens. Run ends behind the line of scrimmage. Showing basic spot is the previous spot. All right, so we got runs on. So what do we have to ask ourselves here? Did he participate? What do y'all think? Do you think he participated? I mean, did he do anything to influence the play? What is the definition of participation? Is what? Influencing the play, right? Did he do anything?
No.
And not because he plays for Chapin, but did he do anything? No, he didn't do anything, right? All right. So is this a non-player or a player foul? Non-player. So non-player fouls are going to be enforced from the spot. Okay. All right. So they're here at the 19. The legal sub. So they run down to so they run for 5 yards. And a legal sub is how many yards? 5 yards. So if they accept the foul, where are we enforcing this from? Well, now substitutions are a little different, right? Non-player foul. Well, so when does he become eligible for encroachment? He's got to be on his side, right? Exactly. So he's not. So you can't call encroachment there. Yeah, because he never got there. He never got there, right? So illegal substitution, right? So An entering substitute shall be on his side, team side of the neutral zone when the ball is snapped or free kicked, right? He wasn't there, right? He didn't participate. So we all agree illegal substitution. Article 5, live ball foul, 5 yards. So we're going to Rule 10. So where do we enforce this from? So the
I'd give the option of go to the play, or we could go back to the previous spot, 5 yards, replay that. That's how I'm doing that. That's what I would do.
in high school, in high school, the basic spot is the succeeding spot for a non-player foul. And this is a non-player foul, right? So there's no, the basic spot is the previous spot for a foul which occurs simultaneously with a snap or free kick. So there's conflict there, right? There's conflict there. You have the basic spot as the previous spot for a foul which occurs simultaneously with a snap or free kick. And then we have the basic spot as the succeeding spot for a non-player foul. Which one's going to override here?
This is a foul simultaneous with the snap. He could have got across that set and there's not.
Then he's not there. Yeah.
This is an off foul. It's not like the 12 guy can go.
Right. Like during the down, like, yeah, he was on the field. So I'm going to say, all right, they can either take it the 5 yards in the previous spot, replay the down, or they can take the result of the play.
In this case, they're gonna want the 5 yards and replay it.
Replay it down.
That's more important than taking the 6.
John, what do you think?
Doc, going back to what Dylan's question right here was, if you're a wing guy, you see that.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So here's the question on this one, John. So we'll replay it here. So he comes on. All right, so ball snaps. He's now on his side, right? So we all agree he's a non-player. He doesn't influence the down. All right. He just kind of stands there. Doesn't really do anything. Are you going to enforce this as a succeeding spot foul, or are you going to enforce it as a previous spot foul? Previous. Yeah, I think this is a previous spot.
You don't want to get a first down.
Right. Now, if he came on after the ball was snapped, now you get your non-player succeeding spot foul. All right. But in this case, I think this is a previous spot foul. All right.
So as a referee, I'm gonna ask that question to your point. I may not see that guy. I'm gonna ask when did he come onto the field?
Yeah. When.
He'll be able to give you that answer.
Mm-hmm. When did he get there?
Because it matters before it happens.
Yeah.
Pull that answer out. When did he come to the field? Well, before it's not. Well, when did he come to the field?
Right. When did he come on the field? Where was he at? Where was he at?
What was the status of the ball?
Yep.
Then you gotta, now you gotta know.
Right, I'm saying.
Yeah. Can't be encroaching.
Yeah, we had that one up on Shaver, time where they were running the kick, and they team had a player that was coming him back. Right?
Yeah.
He didn't make it to the line, he didn't
Right.
do anything, participate and stuff, right? But he was moving back there.
Right.
So what was that?
I mean, so the question is, if the ball is snapped and he's,
Chapin's
Come on.
against Dutch.
yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Upset about that, moving back.
Mhm.
So what would it be, you say? I mean.
So in this case, if he's just running on, he doesn't get to his sideline, the ball is snapped, then that becomes a foul simultaneously with the snap, which would be a previous spot.
So you don't know that that's gonna be a test question.
Somebody asked a question too, if that's the 12th player, that also changes things, right? So that's a 12th.
Yes.
That would be the non-player.
The non-player
That
succeeding
would
spot.
be Succeeding spot.
Right.
I've seen that on like tries.
Because, yeah, if he's number 11 trying to get there, then again, it becomes a foul simultaneously with the snap.
What do you call
It's illegal substitution.
If
Yeah.
you know it's 12 players.
it? He was the 11th player.
Because remember we said,
11th player, he didn't make it up to the line.
Right.
Get on the line.
right.
Running up behind the kicker when the kicker kicks.
Yeah, because so an entering substitute, so an entering substitute shall be on his team's side of the neutral zone when the ball is snapped or free kicked. And if that's not the case, then it's a legal substitution, 5 yards, live ball foul. That's what it says. During a down, a replaced player or substitute who enters the field but does not participate constitutes illegal substitution, 5 yards, non-player foul. So the rule book's differentiating between trying to get to your side before the snap, as that being a live ball foul, or entering during the down, not participating. Now that's a non-player foul. So the rule books, by using the term live ball foul and non-player foul, they're trying to tell you previous spot or succeeding spot, depending on what he's doing.
He was on his side, came off the side, they were kicking, he was on
Yeah.
that side, came over, running toward the line. Didn't make it up there or anything, they kicked the ball, successful try. And I was like,
So it would be a previous spot foul if they accept it. Yeah.
oh,
You're gonna have actually,
All right, here's another one. So look at this formation. All right, wing guys. Go back. Look at this formation here. Oops, sorry. I hit the wrong button here. I'm going back on the wrong part here. All right, so we got 1 back, 2 back, 3. Is he a back? No. So how many backs do we have? We got 3. All right. So what is our mechanic here? Fist to the defensive side, right? Because he is what? He's ineligible based on position. Who has his responsibility for the entire down? The wing guy, right? Nobody else is going to take this. The wing guy is going to take this. All right. So, ball is snapped. And he does what? Does it matter? He's not eligible, right? He's not eligible. So it would have to be a backwards pass. But when does this become a foul? When he touches it, because he didn't go downfield, right? So a lot of times we think, oh, well, we have what? Ineligible downfield and possibly illegal touching. We don't have ineligible downfield because he never went downfield. We have just illegal touching. Okay. So if they throw it over his head and he doesn't touch it, do we have a foul? No, because he never went downfield. Okay.
You're not eligible.
But he's not throwing it away to conserve yardage or time. So yeah, they just didn't line up correctly. That would be brutal. Yeah. But that's 5 yards from what spot? Previous spot and a loss of down. Yeah, man, I'm brutal. All right, so we got arrows. Okay, what did we get here? So they do something. So let's see a replay here. All right, let's see what we got here. What do we get right here? That is a holding foul, right? There we go. That's impressive. That is a holding foul. We want that. That's what we want. All right. Yeah, she's got her flags coming. They're coming. They're coming. All right, so we get this, and then what you can't see is the receiver does what after he catches the ball. He puts it in the guy's face, right? Kind of tosses it to him, right? So we get what? We have a live ball foul, right? We got the holding foul, and you get an unsportsmanlike. Are we getting both of these?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we're got 3rd and goal, and now we're going where? Outside field goal range. All right. Now, what is the down going to be? 3rd, because we had a live ball foul. We had the holding foul, right? So they get to replay the down. What are we going to do with the game clock? Snap, because it was a touchdown. Because the result of the play was a touchdown. So you need to tell me what? The result of the play, right? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's a lot of yards, right? All right, so where are we snapping this ball from? Middle of the field, right? And it's out of the 20. Middle of the field, right? 15-yard line. And we cheated Spring Valley here. All right. So Spring Valley's gonna run. Oh, what do we get over there? Got a nice hold, right? Nice job. So the official threw the flag and he kept officiating. Nice job. So where was that holding foul at? It was behind the line of scrimmage, right? Where are we gonna go from? Where did we snap it from? Middle of the field. So why are we over here? The other thing is, it was at that we snapped it at the 15. What's half the distance of the 15? 7.5. Not the 6.
Wow.
Math is hard. No. Now they come in. Now they come in and discuss. We're coming in. We're discussing. And now we did some math, and now we moved it up. So they got it right, but again, we need to communicate that, right? And before we spot it, to get that correct, all right? So, but we got to know the previous spot.
And still probably 3-hour ball game.
All right. Well, we got to get to Kahoot questions here soon. So we got, so is this going to be a free kick? So this is a loose ball play, right? Can you do that? You cannot do that, right? Illegal bat. And it occurred during what? Loose ball play. So we're going to enforce this from the pre-spot. So in high school, we're now going to be kicking off from where? The 50, unless the previous kickoff was moved by penalty, right? All right, we're going on the 50. They could. They very well could. Yeah. They could don't cheat them of that option. Give them the option on that. All right. That's not quite as clear cut.
Times for the first.
All right. So got a couple of things here. Yeah, exactly. I'm like this guy. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is it you're doing? So let's go back and watch the beginning of this play. What do you see at the line of scrimmage?
First time in his career going back to high school.
All right. So we have what on A? Block below the waist. And then we get what on B? Stupidity, right? So you got two 15-yard fouls, but one of them is a dead ball and one is a live ball. So we've got to do what? Enforce both. So the umpire has to do what? He's got to walk back 15 because we're going to go from the previous spot. And then he's got to do what? Come back, because we're in the middle of the field, right? It just because if you don't do it, and then you get in the case where we have to go half the distance, what are you going to do? If you don't do it every time, you're going to forget, and you're not going to do it the one time you need to, right? So just do it correctly both times.
Yeah. That was a test one for dance.
Was that?
That was a test one for dance. Do you have to mark off?
Yes, you got to mark both. Yeah. Mark off both. Yeah. The umpire's got to go 15. Yep, and they're going to end the same spot, because if you don't do it, then when it matters, you're not going to do it. All right. Previous spot exception. So there's an exception to the previous spot, right? The offended team may choose the seating spot for fouls by K during a legal free kick down, or during a legal scrimmage free kick down. So what does that mean? What do we mean by this? So if K commits a illegal formation, all right, so that is normally a foul that's what? Simultaneously with a snap, which would be a previous spot foul, but it occurs during a punt, and then R gains 20 yards, they can do what for those 5 yards? Tag it on, right? They can tag it on. So K must foul prior to the end of the kick, and K will not be next to put the ball in play. All right, so those are the two criteria, and this excludes kick catch interference, right? So R's options following a kick, following a K foul during a free kick or scrimmage kick down. So if K has possession in the down, then does R have the option to enforce it from the succeeding spot? No, they've got to enforce from the previous spot and replay the down, right? If R has possession, then that's when they get the options, all right? And give them the options, all right? There may be times that they decide they want to replay it, all right? And so don't forget that they still have that option. So kick catch interference. So awarded fair catch and 15 yards from the spot of the foul. That's one option, right? Okay. 15 yards from the previous spot and replay the down. That's the other option, right? Or accept the result of the play. There's three options, right? Because you can always do what to every foul? Decline it. You can always decline it. You can also do what for every foul? You can accept every foul and then refuse the distance. Yes. If you have kick catch interference, then you have the option to spot the ball anywhere between the hashes if an awarded fair catch is chosen. All right, so they have that option. All right.
I think Alan's wanting to ask.
Oh, okay. Yes, Alan.
Still there?
Yep.
Quick question. If you have a legal formation on A, but on K rather, and R runs it back for a score, touchdown.
Okay, so yeah, so you're all right. So what are you? Yes.
What are the options then?
All right. So his question is, K lines up to punt, a legal formation. They run it back for a touchdown. R runs it back for a touchdown. What are the K's options? I mean, what are R's options? So they can enforce the foul on the try.
Oh, no, you cannot.
No, only the try. But because it happened prior to the change of possession. So the 8-2-2 fiasco does not apply because K's foul occurred prior to change of possession. Does that answer your question, Alan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you can see how we can screw this up now that they have screwed up 8 2-2. All right. Spot of the foul. All right. All right. So K lines up to punt. Illegal formation. Ball snapped. We have a foul by K. R runs it back for a touchdown. All right. We just said K has the option. R has the option to enforce it from the succeeding spot, right? All right. Succeeding spot would be the try. All right. Now the question is, because it was fouls by the opponent of the scoring team may be enforced on the try or succeeding spot. Why doesn't that apply here? It doesn't apply because K's foul occurred prior to the change of possession. Okay. All right. So illegal batting and kicking when a foul occurs behind the end of the run or related run. We talked about this, right? These are spot fouls. Illegal for a pass or intentional grounding. A foul by team in possession that occurs behind the end of the run after a change of possession. All right. So you get an interception. B's running it back behind the you get a block in the back. Runner runs from the 10, 15 yards, gets tackled. You're going to go from the spot of the foul. So our penalty flags. All right. We can't just be throwing them wildly into the stands, correct? Penalty flags need to be placed on what?
Yeah.
Yard line of the foul occurred, right? Does it have to be thrown at the players? No. All right. Just get it to the yard line. All right. So if I have a holding foul, am I going to throw it into the pile by the tackle to identify he's the one that did it? No. I'm going to throw it to the yard line. Okay. I can tell the number later, but you don't have to get it in there. Right. You got to get the yard line because the yard line is what matters. All right. And now, if the holding foul is anywhere remotely close to the previous to the line of scrimmage, I'm just going to say previous spot. Team A commits the foul in their end zone behind the line of scrimmage, and the foul is accepted. So we mentioned that is the one exception to previous spot, right? A team A foul behind the in their end zone. As it's accepted, it's going to be a safety. And then if it's an illegal for a pass, do they have options? No, right? Because it's a safety. Yeah, even if you decline it, why is it a safety? Because the end of the run is in the end zone. All right, so we have a running play. All right. So there's a question: holding by A76, interception by B3, return for a touchdown. If that holding foul occurred prior to the interception, then you cannot carry that over to you have to decline the foul. Yeah. All right, so we got a little diagram with snap, first run, fumble, end of the run, recovery, second run. We have a foul. Okay. So the run ends beyond the line of scrimmage. The basic spot is going to be spot of the foul, right? Because the second run ended here, which is in advance of the foul. Okay. Painful. What did we say about a backward snap? What type of play is that? Loose ball play. All right. But this is what? An illegal kick. So is this enforced from the previous spot or the spot of the foul? Spot of the foul. Is illegal kicking a loss of down foul? No. So what is the result of this play? Safety. So we can't forget that, right? So what are the options here? If they decline the foul, they have what? 2-1. If they accept the foul, then you're going to do what? Replay the down half the distance from the spot of the foul because it's illegal kicking. Let's keep going. I mean, Spring Valley got 2 points. I mean, we should be happy for them. Can we have this? Can't have that, right? What have we done? What did we do? We gave B the ball at the 1. All right, that would be none of the above, right? That's none of the options, okay? Can't do that. No. So if this happens and Charlie calls me and says, whose responsibility is this? Who am I going to say? The crew. The crew. Somebody's got to stop the referee and go, oh, wait a minute. This ain't right. This ain't right. We can't do this. We can't do this. Because illegal, I mean, loss of down fouls. They are illegal touching, illegal forward pass, illegal handing. All right.
He's under.
So do we have anything here? What do we have? What do you got outside the tackle box? Do we have a tackle box? No, we don't have a tackle box. Did it cross the line of scrimmage? So he got outside the lateral edge of the blocking zone. Cross the line of scrimmage. Well, why is this a foul? Because he was not the only player to possess after the snap. After snap. So does it have to be the quarterback? No. If you have a bad snap and the running back picks it up and he goes outside the lateral edge of the free blocking zone and he throws it past the line of scrimmage, is that legal? Yeah, because he's the only one to do what? Possess it. Possess it. So you have an illegal forward pass and it's going to be enforced from where? Follow the foul. 5 yards. Lost it down. So where are we going to? Well, we are going way back, aren't we? Way back. Yeah. Yep.
And throws the ball away. Back. He's under center. First and goal. The quarterback.
All right. Why do we have a flag coming in? What's happened here? Number 55 caught it. Can number 55 catch a pass in high school? Can I catch a forward pass? But can he catch a backward pass? He can. So true or false? Can 55 catch a pass in high school? True. True. Can he catch a backward pass? True. Can he catch a forward pass? No. Untouched by B. Untouched by B. Can he catch an illegal forward pass? Is it a foul if it's an illegal forward pass? Not a foul on him. A foul on the passer. Yeah, foul on the passer. All right. All right. See, y'all glad I don't write the test? Y'all glad? All right. So he is. What's that? I don't know. I don't know. So is he eligible by position?
Yes.
Yes, he's on the end of the line, but he's not eligible based on number. All right. And was this supposed to be a backward pass? Probably. Did they mess it up? Probably. All right. But that's what we got. And so this is going to be enforced from where? Previous spot, loss of down. Uh-oh. What do we get here? So what is the result of the play? I always start with that, right? Interception. All right. Interception. And now we have discussion because we got, all right, so that was what? And then he did what? All right, so what did we say the result of the play was? Interception, right? So this was on third down. So B is probably going to do what? Decline the foul, keep the ball. What if this was fourth down?
You go explain to coach exactly what's gonna happen. He wants the foul.
You tell the coach, explain it, i.e. tell coach, don't you want to accept the foul, take the 5 yards from the spot of the foul, loss it down, and get the ball there? Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, coach, that's why I'm telling you that. Okay. All right. Not further than the where the pass was thrown. Not for. So don't forget, if it's fourth down, give them that option, right? And you have to tell the coach, no, we decline the foul. No, coach, no. Listen to me. Listen to me. All right. This is what you want. All right. Listen to me, coach.
That's why you got a 3-hour game.
Don't even give them the option, just do it, right? Yeah. 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 All right. So, into the run, right? So, a foul by B when the run or related run ends beyond the line of scrimmage. Okay. So we're gonna go. So we gain 10 yards, and then B grabs a face mask. We're gonna force that from what? End of the run, right? Okay. Foul by A or B that occurs beyond the run after a change of possession. All right, because that we got a loose ball play. A foul occurs beyond that point where the run ended. We're gonna go from the end of the run. Foul by A beyond the line of scrimmage during a running play, and the run/related run ends beyond the line of scrimmage, and the foul occurs in advance of the run/related run. So in practice, we know what this means. I think we're pretty comfortable with this stuff, right? So as an example, snap, first run ends, then the related run. We have a foul here, recovery, second run, tackle. All right. So a foul by A here is in advance of which run? The first or the second? First one, right? And so we're going to force that from which spot? Which end of the run? The first run or the second run? First run. The first one, right? The first one.
Good luck getting that guy to you.
All right, here's the same thing. So we get a snap, we get a run, we get a recovery, we get a second run. He's tackled here. A commits a foul beyond this point, beyond the end of the second run. So we're going to enforce it from where? So yeah, we're going to force it from the end of the second run. Okay, and that's where it comes back to. You have to tell me the status. I'll just be glad there's a beanbag, right? Just give me a beanbag, all right? You know.
Gamecocks.
That's just football.
So, all right. So, all right. Is the runner partially at fault for this?
Yes.
Yes, because he did what? He stopped, right? He decided he thought he was Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady or somebody, and he thought he could do this. But even still, can you do that?
No.
You cannot, right? So what is this in high school? Targeting, right? Yeah. Personal foul, targeting. Is this an automatic ejection? No. Is that flagrant? It's worth the discussion, right? Worth the discussion. Okay. All right. No, correct. That is correct. The intent was to do what? It's called serious injury, right? And that's the definition. All right. So what do we get here? For a Briar stopped. Uh-oh. That's right. All right. All right. What quarter is this? What is the game clock? Under 2 minutes. He was inbounds, right? Inbounds with a tie game. And so what does A have the option here on the game clock? On a snap. So if A calls a timeout, coach goes, hey, at the end of the day, I need to call a timeout real quick. And he calls a timeout, but this happens. Then you're going to tell the coach, you don't need to call your timeout, right? You say, no, you don't need timeout. The ball's going to be snapped. The clock's going to start on the snap because of this foul. All right. Is this a live ball or a dead ball foul? Dead, right? Because forward progress is already stopped, right? But they still have the clock option, right? Still have the clock option here.
Here,
And
I'm asking a question. I had that identical situation of the game.
okay.
And
What year was it?
Come on, Dennis, get the crew.
That was last year.
Okay, all right. So modern era. Okay, got it.
I tell you what, it was a man house to man and
Semi-modern era. Okay, all right.
My Wayne man did not throw flag. I mean, I was coming when I saw it.
You can throw it.
I was away.
You can throw it, Ted. Yes.
You get it, Ted?
Yes.
You get that?
I didn't throw it.
Yeah. I would have thrown it. Yeah. I would.
I guess I thought was
I would have. Now, what? So we just said this is a dead ball foul, right? Where are they marking this at? 29 and a half, 29. So we need to be aware of that, right? Half the distance. Yeah. Now, ideally, you'd want your wing to stop at the 30. Stop at the 30 and make it easy for you. But if he goes down at the 29, then we got to go half the distance. So game clock, down in distance. Is this an automatic first down? No. But after enforcement, it could result in a first down. All right. Right. Yeah. 2nd and 8, but let's say it was 2nd and 30. You don't know. Yeah. So don't. But you can't forget all this other stuff. So when we get inside of 2 minutes of either half, what do we need to do as a crew? Communicate that, right? We're inside of 2 minutes. We're inside of 2 minutes.
Jim, yes, sir. Did we come up with a signal for the referees? What we do, we got less than that on the field. We're not discussing.
I'm not doing this.
No.
That did not.
So it needs to be added. I mean, I kind of know who's going to be writing it next year. So what would you like me to add? Yeah. Yeah.
They talked about doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
He's gonna run
All right. So what do we get here?
And he's out of bounds, short of the line to gain where there's
Oh wow, we got all sorts of stuff here, right?
There are 2 flags down on the play, and the referee's going to come over to discuss with the crew. And as we go
Now, from an officiating standpoint,
back and take a look at the action,
What sideline does this happen on? A's or B's? So we get a face mask. And we get this on a sideline, right? So what do we need to do for this player? Get him out of there. Get him out of there, right? So throw the flag, but umpire can go past the force field, right? Go past the force field. Wing guy over there. Back judge is coming. Referee is coming, right? Because our number one priority here, our number one priority is to get that player out, right? Because if we don't, what can happen? Right. How many fouls do we have on this play? Two. Two fouls by the same team. Hold on, Keyshawn. So hold on, guys. Hold on. So we got two fouls. One is live. One is dead. Are we going to get both fouls? And that was that a grab and twist?
Yeah.
So you can get 15, followed by another 15. Keyshawn. All right. Yep. So we got a dead ball officiate first, and then do the.
So there are two fouls on the defense. Now, if there are multiple live ball fouls, he's going to run around.
Good mechanic on the league there. Get your bean bag, you're rolling, draw it, run.
Yes. Yeah. So good point. Good point by Jonathan. You got all these players going out that you got to go get, right? So you mark the dead ball spot with your bean bag, and then go get them. Yeah.
We're gonna leave that spot.
And your opposite wing can help you out, right? So because what can happen to that bean bag during all this? It get kicked, right? So the umpire and the opposite can kind of know what that dead ball spot was. Okay. Yeah. But you're running down that line, right? Okay.
He assisted.
So we pull the helmet off, right? So that's the question, right? So if the player, if a foul occurs against an opponent and his helmet comes off, he doesn't have to sit out if what? A foul caused the helmet. If you said the foul didn't cause the helmet to come off, then he's got to sit out, right? So you got to be able to say that, okay? He's got to get his boards out there. You know, boards are heavy. So is the other thing on this play.
Here, well, on purpose, you come off.
What's that?
On purpose,
Who took it off on purpose?
I think the guy do on purpose. I said him off the field. He tried to get that call and said he knocked it off.
Well, I mean, if the foul didn't cause the helmet to come off, then he's got to go off. Yeah. So if the runner tries to take it off after the foul, then he's got to go off. Yeah. Yeah.
So if the ball is dead and he takes it off to adjust his helmet,
then we're not penalizing that.
It's got to be during a live ball.
Or in the immediate right. So in that case, I mean, he's got his arms around the guy's head, pulling him back, and they call the dead ball foul. Yeah. So this is a dead ball foul. So where is this going to be enforced from? The seizing spot, right? Which is where the ball would next be snapped, so the dead ball spot, basically, right? So we wouldn't go back to the previous spot here, right? This is a dead ball foul. All right, so guys, oh no, this is never good, right? Oh no, oh no, oh. Why are you waving your finger, sir? Why are you doing that? All right, so let's walk through this. So we have a fumble, right?
Yeah.
And it occurred where? In the field of play beyond the line of scrimmage. So we have a running play. And so we have a fumble, right? So we're going to have a beanbag to mark the end of the run. And all that other stuff occurred during the said related run, right? We have a muff by B at the 1 yard line, right? What was the force that put that ball in the end zone? The fumble, right? Because even if he didn't muff it at the 1, that ball was still going in the end zone, right? It was beeline. So who put the ball in their own end zone? A. So if there's no foul here, what is the result of the play? Touchback, right? Yep. Touchback, right? B never gained possession, right? We never had a change of possession. A's fumble put it into B's end zone, and it went out back of the end zone. Okay, touchback. But B decided to do what? Bat it. Can you bat that? No, because it's a grounded fumble, right? And he batted it where? But where did he bat it? In his own end zone. All right. So, but is this a safety? No, because he didn't put the ball in his own end zone, right? The opponent did.
Right.
So where are we going to enforce this from?
Fighting back. No,
From the end of the run. End of the run, because it's a foul by B beyond the end of the run when the end of the run ended beyond the line of scrimmage. So we're going to go back to the end of the run. All right, so so as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage, we have what? A running play. All right. And now we have a fumble. So we have an end of the run beyond the line of scrimmage. And now we have all this other stuff that's about to happen, right? So he muffs. The ball goes into the end zone, right? Did his muff put that ball in the end zone? No. You could argue that it might have, but who knows? It could have bounced. How many times have we seen the ball kind of bounce awkwardly and kind of change direction, right? Right. It has to be clearly cut. Yeah. You'd have to be clear. That ball needs to be going back upfield, and then he muff it and it changes direction, basically. Okay. So either it has to be nearly at rest or it has to change direction. Did not apply in this situation. All right. So A's fumble put the ball into B's end zone. Okay. So you got to know that, right? That's part of this ruling. Like if you don't know, then I can't help you because I'm 50 yards back there going, oh, that sucks for those guys down there. Okay. And then for some reason, he does that. He's happy about it. All right. So we have to know that's illegal batting. We got to flag that, right? So we have a fumble. All that happened during the related run. A put it into B's end zone. B commits the foul in the end zone. During a running play, we're going to enforce that from the end of the run. Got it?
If A would have fallen on it, it would have been a touchdown.
Been touchdown. Would have been touchdown. A will put the ball in play next. Yeah.
Something right there, right before the bat that happens, some people might get confused.
Okay. So the ball is loose, right? What can you do to legally to get to a loose ball that you may possess? Yeah, you can't commit a personal foul. You can't block him below you can't take his knees out, but you can push him in the back. All right, you can push him in the back. You can push, pull, or ward off an opponent to get to a loose ball that you may legally possess. Yes. All right, before we do the cahoots, any questions about that one? Referees, when that happens and you get down there, you need to give your crew what? Time. Let them process what they just saw. All right. And you may have to kind of walk them through it a little bit because that back judge, his head is spinning. All right. His head is spinning on that one. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Time to do the cahoots. We're going to do all 10. True or false? A live ball may not be in player possession, but it's always in team possession. Y'all ready? All righty. 4 of you got it right. So that's the fundamental, right? Ball is always in possession of a team, but not always in possession of a player. Quiz. Multi-select, y'all's favorite. A player gains possession by. Nope, let's get this out of the way. All right, so how can a player gain possession? Control the snap, right? That means I got possession. Receiving a handoff. I got possession. Recovering a backward pass or fumble. I got possession. Catch a pass. Catch a free kick, punt, or field goal. Or recovering a free kick, punt, or field goal. These are all ways that a player can gain possession. True or false? A simultaneous recovery may occur between teammates. I've got people put check marks all over my screen. All right, so what is the definition of simultaneous recovery? Opposing players. Opposing players. Yes. So if it's 2 teammates, you don't have simultaneous recovery. Which of the following starts a scrimmage down? I have no idea. Illegal snap, right? So an illegal snap result is dead ball foul. True or false? The minimum number of players who may shift is 1. So you break a huddle. What is that? That's a shift. All 11. All right. All 11. All right. See, I'm glad I don't write these questions. Multi-select. A snap may be A. Maybe be either one, right? What is a backward pass? What is a shotgun snap? What is that? It's a backward pass. And what is a hand-to-hand snap? Yeah, backward snap, backward handing, right? I mean, yeah. So it sounds like this is a trick. It's not, but you have to know your definitions right to get this one right. And you have to make it. Because what did we say about loose ball plays? They include the snap, right? They include a backward pass, which includes the snap. A snap has a beginning and an end. True. Right? We got the beginning of the snap, and we got the end of the snap. Okay. Which of the following is a legal bat? So, can A5 bat a grounded backward pass out of bounds? No. What's the key word there? Grounded. Can K bat a grounded punt forward? Yeah. Can K bats a grounded punt toward R's goal line with no R player nearby? Can they do that? No. Can K bat a grounded punt toward K's goal line with no R player nearby? Yes. Yes. Can R bat a grounded free kick in the neutral zone? No, because it's grounded, right? So the only time you can legally bat a grounded ball is when? Is if K bats it back towards their own goal line. Right? Scrimmage kick. Yeah, scrimmage kick. And they can do that if it's grounded or if it's in flight if there's no R player in possession to catch it. During the down, A50 holds. After the play, B70 forcefully pushes A50 to the ground. Ruling. Yay. Yeah, we listen. All right. So, why is this not a double foul? Live ball, dead ball. That's right. That's right. And so you have one live ball foul, one dead ball foul. Both may or may not be enforced. That's the last one. All double fouls require the down to automatically be replayed. All right. So why is this false? One team can decline, but there's exceptions here, right?
Dead ball.
It's not a double foul. Not a PSK, right? PSK, non-player, unsportsmanlike. Like it's not automatic, right? So if you don't know, but if you see the word all, and it's not a fundamental, then it's probably gonna be a false statement. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right. Check we check the points. I don't know who Jay is. Chris. All right. I don't know who that is, but they've gotten the most points so far. All right. Any questions about penalty enforcement part 1? I said I'll address the succeeding spot stuff next week.
You have any teammates?
Any questions in general about the next 2 weeks? Mac. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, forward handing. I've always heard you can't hand the ball too much twice. But I don't know if that's how the rules work.
Can't
Oh.
behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you can behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah,
Not forward hand, line of scrimmage.
yeah. So
Couple of forward hand.
yeah, there's a separate event. Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
Targets thing.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, you can do that. Anybody else have anything about the next 2 weeks? All right.
I mean, I know in the years past.
Yeah, there's 3 that have been released. There's 3 that have been released. They're on the website.
Nobody else knew about it.
Do your mechanics test, do your certification test. What was that, Ted? Who's doing what? Did you ask who's writing the test? Not me. I'm not writing the test.
Ask two questions, Rick.
Charlie's writing the test.
Gotta start.
Yes, John.
And Charlie made a point of bringing it up in his presentation. I feel like this is something we're going to, it's one emphasis is this helping the runner.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to Mike Kaufman about it yesterday, because he wanted to make sure he understood what Charlie was saying. And so I said, I think it's a good thing for me to add in my pregame. In that if you want to call that, and they have it, you better have a number for that player that you say is helping them.
Okay. So for those online, John.
Said, it's gonna make my life miserable if you tell me, oh, I had help in the runner, but you couldn't give me the number of the player who was actually doing it.
So for those online, John. So Saturday, Charlie talked about helping the runner, and we have the YouTube recording done. We'll get it sent out so y'all can listen to him. But what he was saying was, if there's a pile, you can still have helping the runner. But you got to know who did it. And so if I'm the runner and Demery's pushing me or behind me, and then Demery gets pushed by Robbie, all right? And now Demery's pushing me, Robbie pushes Demery. Now I get moved forward. Charlie is saying that could be helping the runner. But you better know for sure what happened. Basically, what he doesn't want to have happen is we have the pile, the rugby pile, and we just turn our brains off and we stop looking for the foul. All right. You can, yeah. And to me, that's the solution, right? Yeah. Before progress stops, you blow the whistle. Yeah. And then you avoid all this stuff. Well, that's what we're saying. But if forward progress hasn't stopped, then it's different than Saturdays. All right. That they are trying. I know. But they want to make sure that he's not being. You can push the pile, but if he's being assisted by somebody within the pile, that's a foul. But as John's saying, you better know the number. All right.
Basically said, don't, as soon as you see a pile, don't just say, oh, I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it
Yeah.
go.
Just like we look.
Also, don't say that's a foul.
Just like we look for face masks. Look for this. He wants us to look for it. To be aware of it. Okay.
The runner himself.
Right.
He shouldn't have his hands on the runner and be pushing the runner.
He
talked about this number 74 that had his hands on it, and then number 35 was pushing 74.
It got convoluted. It's got convoluted. You just.
But he backed.
He did back off. He just wants us to keep looking for it. And if you can still have assisting, helping the runner in a pile. All right. But if you're going to call that, you better know without a doubt what you have. And don't come and tell me I think he was assisted. No, that's not going to work. Okay. You got to tell me exactly what you have. But don't just turn your brain off and go, you can't have it. You can have it, but you have to be sure of what you have. 5 yards. Yeah. And then yeah, so that, and then that was, what else was there? He talked about booking. Don't worry about that. It's not something we can change. Danny handles that on our end, and I work with Jill if that comes up, gets flagged, but it's not an issue for us. And rule wise, oh, so I'll address the seating spot next week, but yes, some magically way we can carry this stuff into overtime. Even if the game's not tied, you can still carry it into overtime. Should the game become tied, it's convoluted as well. Any other questions? All right, I'll see you in a week. Oh. You're welcome.